Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. You're probably already feeling the buzz in the air, and if you're a true Packers supporter, you know that the offseason is always ripe with rumors, whispers, and the kind of speculation that keeps us all on the edge of our seats. And trust me, this latest scoop is no different. There's a lot of chatter swirling around the possibility of the Green Bay Packers making a bold move in the defensive front, specifically targeting Trey Hendrickson from the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Hendrickson, isn't he the guy who's been causing havoc for the Bengals? Absolutely. And that's exactly why this potential trade has everyone talking. Let's start by setting the scene. The Bengals, currently sitting at a disappointing 6-7, are in a real fight to make the playoffs this season. They've been inconsistent all year long, struggling to close out games, especially on defense. Cincinnati is looking at a rebuild, especially with the looming cap space crunch. They're trying to clear around $10 million so they can focus on extensions and retooling for the future. The idea is to move some assets now to set up for a more sustainable roster in 2025. Hendrickson, a proven pass rusher with over 60 career sacks, 150 QB hits, and 15 forced fumbles in just 90 games, is seen as a prime piece they could part ways with, especially since he's been battling injuries this year, playing just 7 games. When healthy, Hendrickson has been a nightmare for quarterbacks. In 2025, even limited by injury, he racked up 4 sacks, 20 quarterback pressures, and an elite PFF pass rush grade of 87. 4. His ability to generate pressure combined with his consistency makes him a game changer on any defense. The Bengals are allowing nearly 25 points per game, a number that's been creeping up, and they might see trading Hendrickson as a way to get younger, shed some cap space, and rebuild on the fly. But here's the catch. Without Hendrickson, their pass rush takes a hit, especially considering they miss Hubbard, who's been out for most of 2024. That's why some skeptics are doubtful about the Bengals' strategy, fearing that losing Hendrickson could lead to a drop of around 15% in their pass rush productivity and an increase in opponent QBR by about 10%. When you lose a guy who's been responsible for nearly 100 pressures in his career, it's no small thing. Now, pivoting over to the Packers, there's a lot of excitement. Green Bay currently sits at 8-3-1, a record that keeps them firmly in the playoff hunt. Their pass rush has been decent but inconsistent. They've tallied around 35 sacks, which isn't bad but leaves room for improvement, especially when you're aiming for a deep playoff run. Adding Hendrickson to this mix could be a total game changer. Imagine his ability to add about 18% more pressure, consistently hitting double-digit sacks each season, and boosting the overall defensive EPA by around 15%. That's the kind of impact that elevates a team from good to elite. Hendrickson's presence on the edge would complement players like Rashan Gary and Preston Smith, creating a nightmare scenario for quarterbacks, especially in high-stakes moments. Let's talk specifics. Hendrickson's stats this season, despite the injuries, have been impressive. With 4 sacks, he's on pace to hit double digits if he stays healthy. His 20 pressures per game, combined with his relentless motor, make him a perfect fit for the Packers' aggressive, attack-oriented defense. His ability to close out games, especially against top-tier quarterbacks like Matthew Stafford, would be invaluable. Think about how a player like Hendrickson could help close out tough opponents, sealing wins in the final minutes. Remember the Giants' surge last year. When they traded for Burns, they added more sacks and pressure, which turned their defense into a formidable force. The Packers could see similar gains with Hendrickson, especially considering how crucial pass rush is in today's NFL. And speaking of high-stakes moments, Hendrickson has shown he can produce when it counts. His playoff experience, knack for sacks in critical moments, and ability to disrupt the timing of elite quarterbacks make him a potential difference-maker in January. The odds for the Super Bowl have shifted, with betting lines moving from plus 2,500 to plus 700, and a big part of that is responsible defense. Hendrickson's ability to generate sacks in the postseason could be the final piece to elevate Green Bay from a playoff contender to a legitimate Super Bowl favorite. Now, imagine the impact this could have on the Packers' overall trajectory. With Hendrickson on board, Green Bay could become a closer, more dominant team, capable of finishing games stronger and intimidating opponents with relentless pressure. The division rivals, especially teams like the Detroit Lions and Minnesota Vikings, would have to adjust to a Packers team that's not just offensively potent, but also defensively ferocious. And if we look at the bigger picture, a trade like this isn't just about one player. It's about sending a message that Green Bay is all in, that they're ready to contend for the Lombardi Trophy again, and that they're willing to make bold moves to do so. Of course, nothing in the NFL is guaranteed, and there are always questions about fitting a player like Hendrickson into the cap and scheme. But the potential upside makes this a no-brainer for the Packers front office. They've shown they're willing to be aggressive, and adding a proven pass rusher like Hendrickson could be the kind of move that defines a season. Think about it. A defense that's consistently pressuring quarterbacks, combined with the offensive firepower led by Jordan Love and a talented receiving core, could be unstoppable. The Super Bowl aspirations aren't just a pipe dream anymore. They could become reality with the right pieces falling into place. In conclusion, this potential trade represents more than just a player swap. It's a statement of intent. The Packers are positioning themselves for a deep postseason run, and acquiring Hendrickson could be the final ingredient needed to turn a good team into a true championship contender. The NFC North might be the division everyone's talking about, with the Lions and Vikings making noise, but Green Bay is quietly preparing to reassert its dominance. A player like Hendrickson, with his relentless pass rush and playoff experience, could be the X factor that pushes the Packers over the edge, bringing us closer to another Lombardi Trophy. The coming weeks will be crucial, and if this move happens, it could reshape the entire landscape of the NFC. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Are you excited about the potential of bringing Hendrickson to Lambeau? Do you think he can be the final piece to put us over the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Packers. Remember, this offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and we'll be here every step of the way, bringing you all the latest updates, rumors, and analysis. So stay tuned, keep the faith, and let's get ready to see Green Bay return to its winning ways. The Lombardi Trophy is within reach, and with the right moves, we might just make history once again. Thanks for riding with us, and as always, go Pack, go.